It is Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is everybody's favorite show. It's the Mike and Mish show. What's going on, Mike?
What's happening, man? We were just chit-chatting about some things, some happenings, some goings-ons.
Chit-chatting before we get on the show tonight. A lot of things going on. We got an awesome show. Before we get into all that, just letting everybody know we got two guests tonight. One of them is going to be fighting in the main event against Lorenzo Hunt on September 22nd, BKFC 50, the big 5-0, Mike. Chris Camozzi is going to be on the show tonight. And then we're going to follow that up with another local Denver fighter who made waves his first time fighting out in Denver back in October of last year when he broke what sounded like a Louisville slugger on the side of Vincent's head in the first fight of the evening. Keegan Vandermeer will be on the show tonight as well, joining us. So looking forward to talking to both of these fighters tonight. Awesome guys, both of them. But Mike, a lot of things going on right now. We're going to talk about a few things before we bring on Chris. Did everybody in the comments, who's in the comment section right now? Make sure you guys are sharing everything up and telling your friends to tune in as well, because we got a pretty awesome set of guests tonight. But dude, if anybody was paying attention to the MMA Hour today, the Wednesday version of the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, our boy Platinum Mike Perry was on there today talking some stuff. He was talking about Jake and Logan Paul. He was talking about, being a rich guy now. He was funny as hell on there. He's dressed in the Miami Vice white jacket, no shirt, gold chain, shades. And he says a little something like,
his glasses were funny.
Yeah. He says, I got a main event booked for December for the BKFC. Where, Mike? Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Whoa, you know what is crazy about this is they have not even announced that is legal in the state of Texas yet. I am super excited about this. I can't wait for Tuesday's show with Brian Sosha, because Dave Feldman was on his show a couple days ago, or yesterday. He was on the show. He was trying to squeeze some information out of Mr. Feldman on any kind of big announcements. And Dave said on the show yesterday, I'm working on a few things. By the end of this week, I should have them done. I'll come back on here and announce some stuff next week. What do you think? And Sosha said, yeah, come on back. Well, not one day later, Platinum gets on there and he drops that bomb. Yeah. So I'm hoping that Mr. Feldman goes on the Bare Knuckle show next Tuesday and announces that Texas is legal and we're going there in December. What do you think about this?
I think a few things. I don't know if any of them are true, but so first of all, him saying he has an opponent. He didn't name the opponent.
Did not name the opponent.
So I try to think of who it is, and as we spoke about before this, he told Helwani if he guesses it, then he'll let us know. Well, he said it wasn't Conor McGregor, which I think everybody would know that, and he said it wasn't Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah.
So
Ariel asked if it was Cowboy. I don't know if you guys watched the show or not, but just like Mike said, Platinum told him if you guess who it is, I'll tell you if you're right. And Connor's obviously a long shot guess by Ariel. He had to know that the answer was going to be no to that. But his second one was the one that he had like locked and cocked and ready to fucking rock right there. Donald Cowboy Cerrone was the real guess, not Connor. And fucking Platinum said that Cowboy turned it down, said they're not going to pay him enough. He's a movie star now, and he'll probably never fight bare knuckle. That was words out of Platinum Mike Perry's mouth today. So yeah, paraphrasing, obviously.
So there's that. So if we are to believe him that it's not Cowboy in Dallas, which would be
perfect,
sense, right? So if it's not him, then who is it? So now we got to try to figure that out, right? And then he says Dallas, which Kyle just said that hasn't been announced as a state that has legalized bare knuckle fighting. So is it actually legalized already and we just don't know about it? I'm sure if it is, there's a way to do it. We could probably call up the athletic commission to go on website and find out. There's a way to find that out for sure. So we're gonna have to dig into that unless we hear about it within the next couple of days. Or did they talk to Perry about it and he said, yeah, I'll do it, and then went on Helwani and said, I'm going to fight in Dallas, but it's not 100% yet that the state is going to be ready for that by that time. That is a few months away. So I don't know, is the state legalized now? Yes or no? Who's the opponent?
I guess we'll find out soon.
He said it's going to be the biggest card ever. Is it the biggest card ever? I don't know.
So why don't we do this while we're talking to Camozzi while he's in the waiting room right now? We'll bring him on in a second. Since Platinum Perry dropped that bomb on Ariel's show today, he says he's going to be headlining a December card for the BKFC in Dallas, Texas. Drop in the comments who you think that opponent is. He said it's not Cowboy, so who the fuck could it possibly be? There's already some people in there saying Till, Lawler, Eddie Alvarez. Any one of those would be awesome. You know that all us bare knuckle fans want to see Platinum fight Dave Mundell again.
Yes.
Mundell wants him so bad. Platinum should get a shot at the title. He's been carrying these cards for the BKFC. So why not? I think oh yes, Ariel. Yes, he did. I'm pretty sure Ariel Helwani mentioned you got the champion Dave Mundell. He did mention him. I'll go back and check that. But anyways, drop him in the comments. Let us know. Let us know if you think it's real or not, and we'll circle back on that. But our first guest of the evening, welcoming him back to the show. We had fun with him every time we go out to Denver. What a blast we have out in Denver, one of the best cities in the world.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna tell him a story.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna tell Chris a little story about Denver.
Oh yeah,
and but he's fighting for a world title. When we first talked to him, he has been saying Lorenzo Hunt's name since day one. He said, I'm not coming here to just fight anyone. I want the best, and Lorenzo's the best. He's been asking for him. Here he is, Chris Camozzi, headline of BKFC 50.
What's up? How we doing?
What's up, brother? Hey, man. Hey. Hold up one second. Let me get you big here so everyone can see your face.
Can you guys hear me?
I can see that face.
Hear you just fine.
Yeah, I'm going to join in on here. I just read through the chat, the comments. I think, I pretty much know who Perry's fighting, and everybody's wrong. So I'll just leave it at that.
Everybody's
I don't know. I don't know it from BKFC.
You just
know a lot of people in the industry. So from what I've heard, all those names are wrong. So there you go.
Nice. Oh, so start guessing.
Son of a bitch. Now I'm really.
We're gonna have to put in some work tomorrow.
Yo, Chris,
somebody not signed to BKFC.
Oh, I hope it's my guess. I hope it's. Well, somebody said Robbie Lawler in there. It's not Robbie.
That would be fucking fantastic.
Blink twice if it's him. Hey, so do you think that Mike dropped that bomb on Ariel with permission today, or do you think he just kind of went rogue and said a few things?
I mean, if he didn't say the name, I'm sure it was
it's good to go.
marketing plan, That would be my guess. Otherwise, if he wanted to just drop it, he would drop it and get all the attention. It's a big name.
True.
Yeah, right, Texas being legalized is huge, though. Huge. Because Texas is not legalized, and he said the fight's in Texas. So it's like, wait, hold on a second. Is it?
Yeah, I didn't know about Texas. I just, word of mouth from a guy that he was coming to BKFC. That's all. I'll leave it at that, and that he was fighting Perry. So, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know 100%, but that's what I've heard.
Man.
Well, he's got us all excited, and we were already excited, dude. I've been posting a lot about your guys' fight. I think the BKFC needs to start posting a little bit more about this fight. I feel like the number 50 is like a big round milestone number, and the amount of attention that the card has gotten has just not been enough for something like that. Like number 50, you know what I mean? Number 50, number 100, those seem like they should be big things, but you guys have your headlining fight that you've been asking for. You came into the BKFC, you went through both opponents, both first round knockouts, and you got yourself the Juggernaut, man. How happy are you that you got what you asked for?
Oh, I'm pumped, you guys know. I don't know why I'm saying you guys already know. Yeah, I've been asking for him since I first signed with BKFC. So it took 2 fights, but now we got it going, and I'm pumped. I couldn't be happier that it's in Denver, honestly. It's a shot at the world title here in my hometown. So what more could I ask for? if you ask me anywhere in the world where I would want to fight for that title, it would be here. I love traveling too, but just the fact that it's here in my hometown, like family, friends, everybody can come, doesn't line up any better as a career goal for me.
Juggernaut's been on quite a tear too. For obviously you're a savage yourself. To call out a guy who has knocked out 8 straight guys in one of the most brutal sports in the world, and you've actually rubbed elbows with Lorenzo. We hung out with him at the after party after BKFC 41. He was up in the bar with you. Did you get a grip on like his shoulder or his like forearm or anything like that while you were shooting the shit with him? The guy's made out of fucking stone.
I don't remember. I was celebrating that night, so I wasn't even paying attention. I mean, none of that honestly matters. It's at the end of the day, like all the guys that I've fought, trained with, everything over the years, everybody feels superhuman, like that. But when you're in a fight, that's when you start to see weaknesses. You start to see tells and, people that you thought were indestructible. I've trained with some of those guys, and then you just realize everybody's human. Everybody bleeds the same. Everybody can get knocked out the same. So I don't really measure up on any of that stuff. That's why BKFC did me dirty a little bit. I was laughing at that picture they posted where he's shaking my hand and I'm
you're kind of like pulling away.
Well, I was doing an interview
right
on camera, and then he was up. I laughed at it for sure. And I'm like, which way do I look? Because he was talking, the person interviewing me was still asking questions, and I was just like, and I'm just off a win. So it was pretty funny, actually. I enjoyed that they did that. They should have made it like a meme thing instead of a caption, like who can make the best like meme out of it.
What? So wait a minute. So what was he even approaching you for there? Was he just trying to congratulate you on the win or say, hey, you're next? What was that about?
No, I don't even know. I forget. They were asking me, it was, in the back at the First Bank Center. So it was in that like basketball court where they did the rules meeting and stuff. They had me go back there after the fight, and there was nobody else there in that giant room, but there was a stage and then camera. So they were just asking me like, who do I want next? And I said Lorenzo Hunt again, and they're like, oh, well, he's right here, and came walking up behind. And then he continued asking me questions. Well, you should have let the interaction happen.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Dude, that fucking BKFC 41 event. Now, I know you've been a part of a ton of events in your career, and I'm sure you've been in a ton of events in Denver, living in Denver and whatnot. But like, what do you have to say about BKFC 41 as a whole? That whole night just seems so fucking perfect from like the start to the end, and all the things that happened throughout the night. And then like Connor showing up during the Misfit fight, and then Perry doing what he did in the call out, and like most of the Denver fighters won that night. It was like almost a perfect night. What do you have to say about that one?
Yeah, I mean, that's top 3 events I've ever been to or been a part of. It was amazing. Even, friends, family, people I know that were there, have never been to a BKFC, were like, holy shit, they put on a show. Like, that was amazing. Like, tons of people were talking about it. Even, it's funny to see how popular this got, because even my girlfriend and I were walking our dog the other night in our neighborhood, and somebody drove by. We live kind of near downtown. Somebody was driving by and like rolled down their windows, and they were like, let's go, Chris, win that belt, and just like kept driving. And we were both kind of like, it's like at night I'm wearing a hat and hoodie, and it's obviously taken some steam, and I think people here in Denver obviously love it. I'm sure this one will sell out again. I think I sold all the tables already, and the VIP tickets, like the floor seats. I've sold most of those. So, the place is going to be packed, because those seats aren't cheap either.
No. And, well, 41, I think they put like 9,000 in there. So if they're gonna stay right around the same size every time they go to Denver, they're gonna keep going back to Denver, because like we've talked about in the past, like probably the two best audiences that we've seen are Denver and Albuquerque. They're so into everybody is so damn into the fights. They're all there from fucking prelim 1. You know what I mean? Like prelim 1 on. The place is maybe not packed to the rafters yet, but it's like half full at prelim 1, which is unusual for most events that you go to. There's a lot of empty seats with that first fight,
Yeah, and maybe I'm biased, but I just went to the Albuquerque card, when that kid Bryce Hall fought G. And being there, I was like, man, this doesn't really compare to the Denver one. It was at I would call it, we have an arena here called the National Western Complex. It was kind of like their Western one, which isn't always my favorite. It's kind of like a little bit dirtier and this and that. And like the First Bank Center here in Denver is literally, it's a smaller version of where like the Avalanche and the Nuggets play. So like a really high-end arena that's nice and you can see from everywhere. And it's not like bleacher seating and stuff. So I'm biased, but I got to say Denver is 10 times better.
Yeah.
I think that Denver is better. But it went from Denver being good when Mike Richmond fought Doolittle. That was at that point the best event that I had been to, crowd wise. The fights were great. Then they had the Albuquerque Knucklemania 3. And that was bigger and better than that Denver card. And
Really?
then they had 41 and forget it. I was like, man, this shit is ridiculous. 41 was unlike anything. It definitely, like you said, it knocked it into the next level for sure. This has opened it up where it's like, it might not be a household name yet, but it's getting there. When you see Ariel Helwani talking about it and all the guys, all the big name MMA reporters are now talking bare knuckle, that's when you know you can't turn away from it now. It's people are realizing that it is. I love MMA, so I can't say it's better than MMA, but it is far more exciting for your average fight fan than MMA is. And
and it's quicker. There's more action. Because the rounds being 2 minutes, a lot of people are like, 2 minutes isn't a lot of time. 2 minutes is plenty bare knuckle.
Yeah,
but what people also don't realize is capping those rounds at 2 minutes makes even the fighters go like, all right, we got to work like 2 minutes. Through camp, I do 5 minute rounds usually, sparring and stuff. And then, the last month or so, we do 2 minute rounds. And it is a big difference because your pacing is different, everything. Like you got to get right to it. So the 2 minute rounds actually make it more fan friendly. It's not that there's more breaks. It's the fact that there's a short amount of time to win that round. Like if you're not getting a knockout, you need to win rounds. 2 minutes is short.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the 41 post-fight press conferences, Eddie Alvarez said in that press conference, you were in the room for that. I don't know if you remember him saying this, but when he was asked about training and also fighting in bare knuckle as opposed to MMA, he said that the training camps were better because he didn't have to grapple, he didn't have to roll so much. But he said the 1 minute reset in between a 2 minute round is phenomenal. He was like, I'm used to fighting for 5 full minutes and then I only get 1 minute to recover. But I'm fighting for 2 minutes and I'm getting a full half of what I just fought to recover. So when I get up after 1 minute, I feel like I'm almost 100% reset for that next round almost every time out there. And I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I haven't hit that second round yet, but I know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Hey, you know that I believe Lorenzo's out there in Denver. I think he's taking you very, very serious because we always talk about how fighters make the mistake by going to a spot in elevation like Denver or Albuquerque, and they train right up until about a week before the fight in Florida. Yeah. And they're like, I've been wearing an elevation mask. I'm fine. No, that's not the same. You fucking stew nods. That's not the same at all. I believe he's already been out there. I don't know if you know this, but I think he went out there a month early so he can get acclimated to the elevation, which is a smart move by the champ, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my plan is not to wear him down or anything. I assume him being the champion, he'll come in well conditioned. So my goal has never been I'm going to just wear on him for the altitude and this and that. I mean, we can be honest and say that this fight's not going the full five rounds. I would find that very, very, very hard to believe if I said it was going to go to a decision. So I don't really care either way, but I think that's good for him. That's smart. And it shows that he's taken serious, which he should. And yeah, it's definitely smart of him to get out here. I actually hate, even as a fan, when the UFC would come here or other times, big promotions come here and guys don't come in early. It just to me, you know, I don't know everybody's circumstance, but to me, it shows like a lack of professionalism because you take NFL teams and stuff, they get out here early. There's a real thing to the altitude. And when you got all these other professional sports that believe in it, I still hear people say sometimes like, it's not a thing. And I'm like, these billion-dollar franchises believe in it. I'm sure they have people that know a lot more than you. You know, it is a thing for sure. Because when I'm gone and I come back, like if I go on vacation, I come back, it hits a little bit, even though I live here.
It's definitely a thing.
There's
no doubt.
100%.
There's no doubt. Tell these people they don't know the science, man. You know?
Yeah.
There's science behind everything.
Yeah.
You get drunk quicker here. You know, you guys know you're at the bar.
I don't know the science. I know bro science, and I know it works.
That's real science.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, should we tell Chris the story?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
hear the story.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna leave out
Guilty
names.
is charged with the stories.
I'm gonna leave out names, but okay. So we had the best night of our lives. BKFC 41 goes off without a hitch. All the fucking fights were fantastic. We go to this after party at Tom's Watch Bar at Coors Field. If you're not there next time we're out there, you're wrong. Have a blast, right? After the party's over, we go outside. A couple people start to get into a little bit of a tussle. Not really a tussle, but a beef, but we separate them, right? And then we go from in front of the bar where there might almost be an altercation to the parking garage. Mike stays downstairs with somebody that was in the altercation, and I went
downstairs with them. Yes,
with that, it goes downstairs, and I go up to the rental car. Listen to this. I'm up at the rental car with two other people. My phone rings in my pocket.
Whoa, hold on.
It's
right,
Mike.
Go ahead. You know,
It's Mike.
Yep.
And I say, hello. He goes, yo, put your phone in your pocket and put your hands up because there's like a shitload of cops coming up the ramp like right now with guns out. With guns out, and they're going to kill you. And I'm like, what? He goes,
I'm thinking in my head, there's no way he's going to believe me. Because
he's like, this is not a joke, dude.
Yeah, I said, this is not a joke. I'm not joking. I might be a little fucked up right now, but I am not joking, you know?
So, Chris, I go, you're serious? He goes, put the phone in your pocket, put your hands up quick, and tell them to put their hands up too.
Yeah.
I put my phone in my pocket. I put my hands up. I was like, yo, put your hands up. There's a bunch of cops coming with guns right now. No bullshit. 5 seconds later, they come flanking around the corner.
Yeah.
In the parking garage, like 16, 17 cops in like SWAT gear and fucking
AR-15s.
And I'm like,
straight up.
I'm like,
they were like storming that place.
Dude,
I got the ARs out too, huh? That means
Yes.
stuff was going down.
Yes.
So I go, our hands are up. We're not doing anything. Please don't shoot me. Right. So one of the guys I'm with gets in the car. What a fuck, like, love you, buddy, if you're watching, but this was like silly. He gets.
So wait, let me ask you a question before you finish this story, because you said you won't say names. So were they fighters? Were they bare knuckle fighters?
It was a bunch of people.
Maybe.
Yeah. I remember who you guys were with. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, so the cops, I'm in front of the car. One person's over here. One's in the car. The cops make like a horseshoe around the car, and they're like this. And they go, get out of the car. And the person in the car goes, nah, I'm good, dog.
Smart
and I'm like this. I'm like, dude, get out of the fucking car. What are you doing? He's like, nah, I ain't getting out of this car. They're like, we're not going to tell you again. Get out of the car. And then the person that's standing outside the car goes, dude, just get out of the car. Come on. They're going to fucking kill you, right? So he goes, all right, I'm getting out. He puts his hands up. He gets out. Dude, they zip me, him, and the other one up. They put us against the wall. And I'm like, sir, I don't know who you're looking for or what the hell's going on here, but we're not the fucking guys you're looking for. He goes, we got reports of somebody in a black hoodie and a white hat with a gun up in this garage.
Yeah.
I had a black hoodie on, no hat.
No one had a hat.
And I'm like, reach in my pocket, dude. I'm like, reach in my pocket, grab my ID. I'm a master sergeant in the Army. That guy's a retired veteran, and that guy's just drunk. And
Rick, you can have that guy though.
Yeah. So, dude, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes goes by. They take our IDs.
I stayed downstairs the whole time. I was like, I'm not going up there.
The guy
comes
up
there.
20 minutes goes by. The cops are all just fucking like standing there. And I'm like, can you tell that guy to calm down? I'm like, I don't want to die tonight. And he's like, he's fine. I'm like, I don't know. Some 22-year-old itchy trigger fingered cop is at 2:30 in the morning, might be fucking a little scary. So anyways, like 20 minutes goes by. They tell us to turn around, put us against the wall, uncuff us, turn us around. And they go, get in the car and go. And I'm like, is that it? They're like, yeah, get in the car and go. Then they start walking out of the garage. And I'm like, are you guys going to look for the dude with the gun? And they're like, get in the car and go.
They probably were mad because they look like idiots doing all that.
Well, they didn't tell you guys that was me. I called him.
You spotted
us?
us?
My brother's a Denver cop.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You called?
No, I'm just kidding. That would be hilarious. So
I was going to say,
hold on a second.
I was going to say, hold on. This could be the greatest prank in the history of the fucking world. If that was the case.
Now, if it happens twice, the next time is me.
Then
so you should definitely resist.
They tried to blame it on my camera on the way out. And I was like, dude, stop it. It's a camera. It's a camera. You don't pull out 16 ARs and start fucking searching the building for a fucking camera around someone's neck. Come on now. You just walked by me 5 minutes ago.
It's been a weird summer for us. I don't know if it's all the people moving here or what, but like crime has picked up quite a bit. I mean, my brother is on nights like downtown, and there's shootings like 3 times a week more, 3 or 4 times a week, like big ones. So it is getting pretty wild out here.
Well, I got to tell you, man, that
would be a great joke, though.
Oh, my God. I was hoping you were going to say, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was me. I was going to be like, holy shit, I cannot believe this.
I wouldn't have been able to hold that in for months, though. I would have had to like text you after. I would have had video of you like crying in the back or something.
I could tell you this. There were no tears. I did learn a little something about myself that night. Maybe 3 deployments or whatever is involved here. We've been places and done things. When I got a bunch of cops' guns pointed at me, I was pretty damn calm under pressure. I think it was because I didn't want to make one small move and get a trigger pulled at me. You know what I mean? I just was dead still.
They seemed a bit testy, I have to say.
Oh, they did seem a little.
What we didn't say is when I was walking downstairs, I took the door to outside, and they were there to the right. As soon as I walked out with the other dude, we were like, "Oh shit, what the fuck's going on here?" And we're like, "Oh, you guys see somebody with a gun?" We're like, "No, no." And they heard people yelling upstairs, and I was like, "Oh, that's not who you're looking for." And they were like, "Stay down there." And they fucking ran up. I was like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, that's funny because I remember you guys leaving that night. I left the same time as you.
Yeah.
But I had parked down the street a little bit, so I turned off. But I saw like altercation going on out front, and there was some going on in the bar too. That's why I was thinking maybe it was 2 people I knew because I kind of called some people out at the bar, because Tom sponsors me, right? So I got a story too. Yeah, I was upstairs, and these 2 guys that I know both of them separately. We're getting into it and all this shit. And I walked over and I was like, "Look, you guys aren't fucking fighting in here. Sorry for cussing in this YouTuber. I'm good."
Yeah, you can cuss all you want.
It's all good.
I was like, "You guys aren't fucking fighting in here. This place sponsors me. If you want, you guys should go outside and beat the shit out of each other." And they both kind of like stopped talking. And I was like, "I'm serious. Just go outside and do it, not in here." And then that ended the whole thing, or what I thought. So I thought you were going to say that they were my friends out front again. As soon as I was like, "Why don't you guys go outside? I don't give a shit. I'll watch." And then both of them just stopped talking. And then, like you call somebody's bluff when they're all drunk and not actually about that. I was like, all right, problem solved.
It's something about the end of the night that just drives people nuts, because they're having such a good time. And then the record goes, and everyone's like, what? I'm fucked up. And I got to go home right now? Hell no, we're fighting. I'm fighting somebody here. That's what happens. Because remember the first time we went, there was a guy that was talking to you and he wanted to hang out or some shit. It was the weirdest thing. And the other dude was like, no, I'm hanging out with him. And they started like getting into it and pushing each other. And you were just standing between them. And you were like, you had a face on where you were kind of like laughing, like, what the fuck is going on here? And these guys were trying to like get at each other and they were fighting over you. It was the funniest thing ever. Kyle, do you remember this?
You remember that, yeah.
I don't remember that, but
little short dude, yeah.
And I remember what you told us minutes after that. You were like, make sure you get in touch with me. I want to fight Lorenzo Hunt. I swear to God, you were like, I need to come on the show because I need to call him out.
Oh, was it because one of them was really short and it made me think of it?
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. You know, it was. I just remember one of the dudes in that altercation was like up to your fucking nipple,
Yes.
and he kept
was.
wanting to. He was like,
He's
he's
like
my
holding on
boy.
to you.
He's my boy.
That's funny, yeah.
It's
Because
the
like
best.
when I fight out here, it's crazy because I'll see people from like middle school and stuff that I haven't seen in 20 years, and I'm like, wow, it's like a reunion. But that's what I love about this place. It's crazy.
How long you been in Denver?
Man, I moved here in '97.
So you're originally from California, right? But
yeah,
most of your life's in Denver.
Yeah, I pretty much grew up here. I couldn't do anything. I was maybe 11, 12.
Yeah,
I fucking love Denver. I gotta tell you I'm so glad we're going again. I can't believe that first time was the first time I had been to Denver when we met you there.
Oh, really?
This is gonna be our third time there. It's probably the best city I've been to. I love it. It's super clean. It's got that Art Deco area where Tom's is, McGregor Square, beautiful. The Rockies Stadium, like everything over there is so nice. I love it there. I would move there. Honestly, I really do. I just hate the cold weather. So.
Oh, me too. That's what I was telling the staff. I'm like, man, next time you guys are here, try to put the guys like downtown. There's so much more than by the arena. Because Broomfield is where the First Bank Center is. That's up north, and there's not much there yet. So if you're out there, you're kind of stuck. And then I know another time they had them out by the airport, which you guys know the Denver airport is so far out of the city.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even Denver. They call it Denver International Airport. That's not even the city of Denver.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, there was like really not much over there. There was that big ass building over there. It's like a resort or something. It's like
the Gaylord.
Yes, it's massive because
it's like right off. It's right there. Yeah.
It's like nothing, and then that big ass building just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and the otother crazy thing is, so good thing you guys are coming to this one because they're tearing the First Bank Center down.
No shit.
Yeah, this will be the last fight there. I think they're tearing it down at the end of the year for like housing development or something, which really sucks fight wise because let's see, I believe the UFC's gone there. One FC was there. It's a big one for fights, but I guess it just doesn't pull in the money that they want. And I can't think of another arena like that other than the Ball Arena where, the Avs and stuff play, which is real expensive. So you're not going to see those like mid-level crowds.
Wow. When I want to say, because I had a chance to talk to like Rose and Gaethje. They were very cool and like gave us an opportunity. And I think Justin Gaethje said that's where he made his pro debut, was in the First Bank Center.
Yeah, so he actually fought Marcus Edwards, my teammate who's on this card too.
Yeah, he had a great debut at the 41 card.
Marcus made his pro debut against Gaethje in his pro debut, and it's a hell of a fight. I think it's on YouTube still. You should go back and watch it.
Fuck. We'll definitely have to do that for sure, especially because he's on this card too. We got to fucking brush up on everybody. And your boy Copeland is on this card as well. He at that 41 card showed everybody that he might just be the toughest fucking man on the planet and just be the happiest guy in the world afterwards to have just gotten punched in the head like 200 fucking times. That fight was crazy, and that dude's nuts.
Yeah, he's got a cinder block head. And then the guy you got coming on after me, Keegan. So he's a teammate of mine, actually. Him and I have been sparring this whole camp. He helped me last camp too. So yeah, him and I were just at the gym earlier together, and I saw that he was on right after me. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, Keegan, we were just talking about, I was telling somebody about him yesterday because we're having him on. And I swear to God, Mike and I were almost backstage when he landed the right hand on the side of that dude's head in that first fight. And it sounded like a tree branch breaking or a baseball bat breaking on a home run swing. We were like, what the fuck was that noise? And it turns out it was the connection of his hand on the side of that fucking dude Vincent's head. It was nuts. Yeah,
and it's, I don't know how well you can see this, but his knuckle went up to like his wrist. You'll have to ask him about it. After the fight, his knuckle, they had to fish it out of like his wrist. He came back and I was like, how you doing? He was like, not bad. My hand hurts a little bit. And there was a bump, and that was his bone back here.
God. Yeah, he was so excited. You couldn't even tell.
Yeah, he was back there still hanging out and talking to everybody, but like you looked at his hand and it was just this big bump down here. I had never seen that happen before, ever.
Oh my God, that's hard.
He came out into the crowd and was getting pictures taken with your future opponent.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm gonna have to give him shit for that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give him shit. Him and Lorenzo were buddies that night. But anyways, Chris, we had to get you on here because I believe that this is probably in my opinion, the biggest cruiserweight fight that they've booked so far in the BKFC. With your resume and your pedigree, and then what Lorenzo's been doing in this sport, kind of making it a sport of his own. You're coming in and you've been asking for it. You got it. You're going for a title fight. Before we let you go, because we have Keegan coming on, we're going to ask him the same exact questions. Keegan, you got to plug your ears because we want to see what would it be like to take a tour of the Mile High City with Camozzi. And these are very simple, real quick questions for you, Chris. Where are we eating? What's the best restaurant?
Oh, let's see. What kind of food do you like? You got to give me a type.
Oh man,
Mike, go ahead. What do you want? Italian?
Italian.
Right.
I would say, let's see, Italian.
Is Mexican easier?
No, Italian. I mean, there's a lot of good Italians. Let's see. Gaetano's is like a staple. It's an old mob spot here. There's books written about that place, so it's called Gaetano's. I'll send it to you guys. You should eat there.
Word.
Really cool.
We will.
Let's set that up for sure. Okay, number 2, real easy.
Best strip club.
All right, well, now I'm the one to ask because I worked at all of them. So let's see. I like Scarlett's.
Okay.
So Scarlett's used to be. I used to work there actually when it was the Penthouse Club a long time ago. But yeah, near here you got Shotgun Willie's, you got Diamond Cabaret. I worked at Diamond for like 8 years. It's a little stuffy. Scarlett's is more fun, especially if you go with like a group of buddies. Yeah, there you go. Write these down. I'll send you a list. Yeah.
All right.
Shotguns isn't bad though either. There's some crime there. I've known a few people that were killed there in the past, so
SWAT
team. Not always want to go there.
So you said Scarlett's? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I saw somebody say Scores. I don't think we have Scores here.
All right, so we're going to Gaetano's to eat. We're gonna go check out the other place, Scarlett's, and what's the best bar? I think we maybe know that.
Yeah, I got to shout out Tom's,
Right.
And then if you want a neighborhood bar, there's West End Tap House. A buddy of mine owns. It's in a really cool area. It's over in like the Highlands. Yeah, are you guys doing research on this, or is this for a personal question?
Yeah, this is for. We've been taking a lot of trips out to Denver, and one of these times we're going to go eat at a nice restaurant. We're going to see some good entertainment, and we're going to hit up some bars. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey,
for us and everybody else that's going to the fights.
Yeah, let me know. I can send you a list of more stuff if you send me types of food and everything you want when you come.
Oh man, you're a fucking gentleman for sure. And we have one last question, Mike. Go ahead.
Best professional game to see live: the Rockies, Avalanche, Broncos, or Nuggets?
I'm a football fan, so I got to say Broncos. In order, I would say Broncos, Avs, Nuggets, Rockies.
There you go. I would love to go see a Broncos game out there.
Yeah,
I was wondering if they were playing
even though they always beat the Patriots, which really pisses me off. But
I think first game is this Sunday. I think, right?
Yeah. I was just wondering if they're home on the weekend that you guys are fighting, because it would be a cool idea to stay out there and fucking check out a football game. But we might get divorced as well. So
yeah, are they playing here that weekend or no?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to check it out. The interwebs will tell us. Anyways, Chris, you're a fucking gangster and a gentleman. You got your title shot. Lorenzo Hunt is a formidable opponent. He's a double champ. We're excited to see you fight on September 22nd. Any final words for anybody that's going to be paying attention that night?
Yeah, tune in September 22nd. You're going to see the double champ become the single champ. He can have the lower weight division. This is the big boy division, and I'm here to stay.
Which is funny you say that, because he says his next move is heavyweight after this. So we'll see how that goes. Mike,
I mean, he definitely lies about his size. I've seen 6'3" listed. I've heard him say 240. He's not bigger than me. I mean, I'm 6'3". He comes nowhere near the top of my head.
I have. Hold on a second. Hold on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Wait, what do you got?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh shit!
I don't think I've ever even seen that photo. I was pretty drunk probably by then.
I have so many photos, and I have so much video from that night. some of it I use, some of it I haven't, but some of it I wouldn't. You know what I mean? You know how when you start looking through stuff, you're like, I don't know, this person looks a little fucked up. This person's doing that. And like I start cutting all the stuff. I'm like, I can't use some of this stuff. That's
You know what?
Some
people might think, go bring that back up. Some people may think that is the former heavyweight champion Alan Belcher in the background there. Doesn't that look like Belcher with the red hat on?
With the beard.
He was there. I don't know if he was at the bar, but he was at the fights.
Yes.
No, he didn't come to the bar because I was texting with him. I invited him out, but he didn't come.
Doesn't that kind of look like him? That could pass for him. We'll just tell him that's him anyway.
Speaking of, he's fighting for bare knuckle MMA. He's supposed to be fighting Roy Nelson for the title. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny. Gator, who's in here in the chat, was telling me that earlier, but I didn't know if that was confirmed or not.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
The time.
You got to have him on here. You know who he is, right?
I don't know who he is. No.
So he runs the bare knuckle subreddit on Reddit. So maybe you guys should get on there.
Yeah,
and
we should.
He runs some gator farms. So last fight for 41, he brought 4 or 5 foot gator into my office. So I have pictures holding it and stuff. Yeah.
No
I think
shit.
It's cool.
Nice.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, they are fighting. They're fighting October 28th at Mississippi Coliseum in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, okay. That's his hometown, right? Or he's in Biloxi, but Mississippi close enough.
Yeah, right. It's right there.
Somebody keeps asking if Gertz is going to fight.
Yeah, Big Ben. Yes. I was going to ask you earlier, but we got off into a tangent.
I know he was trying to get on the card. I don't know if he'd heard anything back yet. He'd asked for some opponents, I think by name even. But maybe it's bad. I don't know. So if you guys haven't heard, Gertz is like Wolverine, man. So a couple weeks ago, he was coming to sparring, and he has a motorcycle. Of course, look at him. You know, he looks like he'd ride a bike. Yep. Of course, he looks like he would ride with no helmet or shirt on either. But he got into a wreck at going 75 on the highway on the way to sparring.
Oh my God!
With no shirt and no helmet.
Yep, he went head over heels like 3 times, landed on his feet, and kept going.
What the fuck?
He got like 4 stitches or something on his elbow. They took him to the hospital still, you know, and no head damage, no anything.
Didn't
just
even miss
Wolverine. Yeah,
fantasy football draft.
Yeah, the guy behind him said he thought he was just going to keep running and take off.
Holy shit!
Yeah, landed on his feet.
God damn.
I mean, Gertz has like. He's known for like crazy shit like that too, though. Like you remember, like the famous cut against was it Brett Primus? Was it Primus that fucking for Bellator that like busted his forehead open?
Yeah, I think so.
And like you could see the bone in his forehead, and he wanted to continue fighting. And then when we were out there for the fucking Doolittle Richmond card, when he was fighting Jake Lindsay, that cut. He wanted to keep going, and Dr. Muzi showed us a picture on his phone, and it was like they were like holding it open, and you could see like nerve endings and shit.
Oh yeah,
and he's like, "You see that? That's why I couldn't let him continue right there. He would have lost all feeling in the side of his face."
That guy's a savage, man. He's the mountain man. That's what we call him. He's got property up in the woods, and he's always just like living on the land. Every time I talk to him, he's like chopping down trees or doing something crazy.
Fucking alpha male, man.
I hope he gets on the card. There's not much time left though.
For sure.
Hey, he's ready though. I mean, can't keep that guy down. Apparently, his stitches are out, so he's good.
Yeah, for sure. Chris, we'll see you out there on September 20th. We'll get out there. I'm sure they're going to do some sort of media day, and then we'll catch up with you then. And hey, since the last time we talked to you, I think Whitney got a win, right?
She did. Yeah, we went to Dublin. She won. She got to fight at the 3 Arena. I'm so jealous. She's fought at Wembley and the 3 Arena now.
Damn.
The first 2 fights ever. I was there.
Big stadiums for those, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it sold out too. Both of them. It was massive. But yeah, she killed it.
Well, good for her.
That's insane, man. Well, yeah, congratulations to her. And we will see you guys out there, man. Congratulations on getting the title fight. And we're excited to see this one. I'm sure everybody else is as well. And
an after party at Tom's.
After party at Tom's. Mike, you got anything else for him?
Nah, man. Thank you so much. We've got Keegan down there waiting patiently, laughing at all our stories. So,
all right.
Thanks,
Keegan,
Chris.
what's up? I'll see you tomorrow.
Love having you on, always.
All right. Thanks, guys. Great having you.
Later.
All right. That is Chris Camozzi, one half of the main event, BKFC 50, the big 5-0, bro. I can't believe they have moved to 50 numbered events now. I don't know what the total number is. It's got to be in the 60s somewhere
or something.
But dude, we're gonna give away a poster from that Doolittle Richmond fight. We're gonna bring on Keegan. He's on that card. He was starting that card. Let's bring him on there because Chris and Keegan were both on this card, and we want somebody to take that poster that has all them signatures on it and hang it up in their house. Let's bring this kid on. He made an awesome debut back in October last year. He hasn't stepped back into the squared circle yet, but we're finally going to get him back in there almost a year, 11 months. 11 months after he made his debut. Here he is, Keegan Vandermeer.
How's it going?
Yo, what's going on, brother?
How y'all doing? I'm doing good.
You know, thank you very much for hanging out in the waiting room there. We went a little overboard with Chris, but we had to tell we had to tell the cop gun stories and you know all that shit.
You know what? You guys are awesome. You guys know how to have a good time. So I'm not tripping.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, you know, you heard me say it to Chris. First time we ever saw you out there, you started off the night. I want to say it was October 22nd or something like that last year.
October 22nd.
October 22nd, 2022. We made our first trip out to Denver. In the very first fight of the night, huge pop from the crowd. Obviously, it was a local guy there, and yourself. We were like, "Who is this guy? He's got himself a fucking crew here."
Yes, sir.
And then you hit this dude with the loudest damn punch I think I've ever heard in my life. Talk a little bit about making that BKFC debut in the First Bank Center last October.
You're right. I fought locally a lot here. And one thing that I've actually never done that I did in that debut fight was I sold so many tickets. Once everybody found out that I was doing the event, I couldn't hold on to any of them. And then more people were asking for them, and I was like, dude, like I'm out. I'm out of these ones. I got this left. So yeah, I sold all of my tickets, which was great. And I've never sold that many tickets. So even fighting locally, like, you know, everybody knows everybody. So everyone's going to show up to the event. Sometimes you don't make it around to all the people you want to, and somebody else sells them a ticket, but like, it's all love regardless. The fight itself, shoot.
So hold on. So you said you fought a bunch in the area, right? You fought all MMA, or did you do Muay Thai? Like what was
Muay Thai? Mainly Muay Thai and kickboxing. Yeah, mainly Muay Thai and kickboxing. I had one amateur boxing fight, but that's about it.
So please continue. Now you're stepping in there with no gloves on. This is a whole nother
world. It's games changed, man. Then I think with my kickboxing background, you can even hear on the show. You know, a lot of people thought that I was probably going to be throwing a lot of punches to try to set up kicks, maybe out of habit. But I had a pretty good idea of the rule set, you know, land with your fist. So I think what I had the most fun doing was that last break right before that punch, it was like, even on the starting line, it's such an intimate space because you're pretty much within arm's reach of each other, and that's where you start out. As soon as we broke, I had enough space to throw my right hand, and I just laid all the chips on it, man. It was nerve-wracking getting in there because you know, I don't ever do things with the gloves off.
I was just gonna say, so you sign a contract to take a fight for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. You're sharing a card with guys you've trained with. You got other local fighters on there. So Chris Camozzi was making his debut that same night for the company, but you guys have known each other for a long time. Were you guys like, were you talking to anybody that had already fought in Bare Knuckle to try to get like where your mindset should be with that, with the 3-foot scratch line? You know what I mean? Because when you watch other debuters, though, they don't really know how to pace themselves. You know what I mean? Everyone comes shot out of a cannon and they gas out. Yeah. Yep. So what did you do in preparation for that?
So back then, I was with Team Heavy Hands, Lumumba Sayers, and his son. They have a mixed martial arts team over in Aurora, Colorado. It's on 2360 Dayton Street, Aurora, Colorado. It's called Heavy Hands, Heavy Hearts Fitness. And what we basically did in preparation for it was like, and honestly, I had a couple options on the board for my pro debut, and Bare Knuckle was coming to town, and we kind of like didn't go straight for it. I just kept training and just kept staying in the gym, and then I was just kind of like let's try it. Like let's try it. So back then, me and Lumumba had a talk, and we talked to my manager Nicholas Bushman, and we decided to put our heads together on it. Mainly, what we started with was Coach Clarence Thatch back then was overseeing a lot of things for my fight camp, and he was just he's got experience in like the old school like karate tournaments like the kumite and all that. So he's got experience punching with his knuckles and stuff. So he had guided me in that pro debut on just working on the bag, but like chipping away in little pieces, not like trying to throw big shots and like land with big shots, but like work on something like in little pieces. So all I really did building up to the fight was box, and sprint.
So you see other guys that are really making a name for themselves in this sport,
Yes,
like obviously the world champion Lorenzo, and you see his hands. His hands are
I
the
saw
most.
his hands after the fight. It was insane.
They're the biggest
hand,
like they're fucking scary.
They look, it looks like they look like bricks. They look like real bricks. It looks like someone took a brick and put it inside of like a flesh sleeve. So yeah, he's got a frame. He's got a frame, and his hands are very well built. He's very well built for the sport.
Right. And what I was gonna get to is like you see guys like him, he does a lot of hand training. Misfit Faria does a lot of conditioning for her hands. Brian Duran's slamming his hands with a fucking sledgehammer.
Yeah.
You
He
went
had
in
like a meat tenderizer, didn't he?
You see him bang. He
Like
had
a
like
meat tenderizer on his
I don't know. I think he had like a little 4-pound sledge just banging on his fucking
Oh
knuckles.
my god.
So my question to you is: you went out there on your first fight in the BKFC, and you ended up breaking your hand.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it took a little time for that, but the 11th month, the 11-month layoff between your debut and your next fight,
yeah,
there was some healing. And has there been some conditioning? Have you done anything different?
Yeah. I've been boxing. I've just been boxing a ton. I hit the bag a ton. I get in a ton of rounds during practice, and I just make sure that I stretch my forearms well. When I broke my hand, so I broke my fourth metacarpal. When I broke my hand in that fight, I noticed like even like up to surgery, like when I finally went in the operating room, like a lot of my muscles up my arm were sore and like into like my shoulder. So the shock in itself and like the injury itself didn't only like affect like just my hand, but probably from me flexing and like that impact, it probably affected my muscles as well. So now what I do is I make sure before practice, I stretch my forearms well. After practice, I stretch my forearms well. I lift weights with forearms. I work a moving job too. So I move with my friend's company. It's called 8 Planet Movers. And I move furniture. So I get a lot of conditioning on the daily for the most part. But when it gets closer to getting ready for something like this, like in my mind, like I try to write it off in little pieces day by day. Make sure I hit something for a steady amount of minutes. Make sure there's tires at one of the gyms that I go to, so I'll box the tires for a little bit. It just depends.
Nice.
So you're as ready as your body's as ready as it can ever get. I think some people probably have also the reinforcement in their frame to be able to hit as hard as they want to. I'm a little bit more of a lean athlete. I'm a big guy, but I'm a lean athlete. So, but I can hit hard too. So
yeah, as we heard, as soon as that happened, we didn't know what the hell was going on, right? Then I was actually, I didn't see it, so I heard it, And then I went online, and everybody immediately in all the bare knuckle groups and people that I know through the sport are like, did you hear that? What the hell was that? That was so crazy. Like, everyone still talks about it. Someone wrote earlier, it's the loudest shot in BKFC history. It's so loud.
I was getting a coffee at a 7-Eleven for where I was living around that time.
They heard it all the way over there.
Yeah. They even asked me.
The legend continues.
I went in with my cast and I kept making coffee. Like, I'd usually just like go in there and get a coffee in the morning, and they started getting the coffees to me free. And he was just like, "You're good, man. You're good." And then I was like, he asked me, like, the dude at the counter asked me, like, at the end of the week, he was like, "How long till your hand heals?" And I was like, probably about like 4.5, 5 months. And I told him, I was like, I broke it in a fight. You want to see? He was like, I saw it. And I was like, yo.
Nice. You know, I noticed
that's gotta be cool, man.
You're a pretty popular guy. And
I'm very new to the professional setting. I'm so like, I'm honestly humbled by a lot of it, because sometimes, like, even on social media, like, I'll get a little bit of feedback. Someone will be like, "Hey, look, they'll like comment like to me, like, on a post, and then they're like, "Oh, I saw your fight. I saw this great knockout. Can't wait." And I'm like, "Yo, this is awesome."
I was walking around, and I ran into somebody at the fight, someone that I recognized from Instagram, right? And I was like, "I know who you are." I was like, "You're Stephanie Klein." And she was like, "Yeah, that's me. Yeah." And I was like, "Oh shit."
Yep.
I was like, "Yeah, you do jiu-jitsu and whatever." She's like, yeah. And then I was like, have you been to a BKFC event before? Do you watch it? Or she's like, "I'm here to see Keegan." And I think she said Keegan Sampson.
Yeah.
Actually.
That's
so
legally my last name is Vandermeer. I put that out there, but yeah, that's Steph.
And there she is.
That's Steph.
She came there and said she was there to see you, and I was like, look at this guy. I was like, he's got fucking fans. I don't know how many followers she has on Instagram, but I know it's a ton.
Yeah,
I know
she's
it's a
super
ton.
popular.
She's there
Honestly,
to see you.
She's way popular, and that's also like a big humbling moment for me too. Is like, I have a lot of friends that are actually already pretty deep in combat sports already.
She has 83.3 thousand followers.
Yeah.
83.3.
Yeah.
She's very popular. Not
cool,
bad.
Right?
Yeah.
And I have
not a bad Instagram page
that
either.
I know. Facts.
Very good.
And it's just really, it's humbling for me to get the respect that I do and to get some of the love that I do from the people that are veterans in the sport, because really just like that's all I'm really out to do. I'm trying to earn some respect. I'm trying to earn my stripes out here, man.
So that's awesome, and we're excited that you're excited to be a part of this, because that weight division that you're in, the cruiserweight division, right? You're fighting Dillon Winemiller. It's starting to heat up. And it needs to, because damn Lorenzo Hunt has fucking killed everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen, he's not a walk in the park, man.
Right.
That's a very, like you said, that's a very formidable opponent.
We're going to talk about your opponent.
Same as Dillon too.
Right. So we're going to talk about him. But now we got you and Dillon. We got Mohawk and Jomi that just fought. That adds a little extra spice to the division. We got Chris fighting for the title, so it's getting exciting. Let's talk about Dillon. He's about to fight for the 4th time in the year 2023. He's 2-1 right now. And that one loss was kind of a bummer fucking doctor stoppage. He could very well be 3-0 right now. You are fighting somebody that is kind of on a fucking tear right now. What are your thoughts on Dillon Winemiller and the power he's bringing into the ring on the 22nd?
Shoot, man. I try to pride myself in being able to like carry a good standard of performance. And Dillon Winemiller is by far, on paper and physically, the biggest fight on my resume, the biggest fight I've ever had. So you're right. The dude's just a tank. He's got good forward motion. He's got dynamite in both hands, and he's hard to stop because he's durable. He's very durable, and he can weather the storm.
He's the dog. They call him the dog. He's a dog in
listen,
there for
that's
sure.
he really is. So yeah, I think I look at this as like really, especially for me and the point that I'm at in my career, and for what context we're talking, like this is a fight of my life. This is really important to me because Dillon's rocking a good record. He's, like you said, he's on a winning streak, and not only does he look the part, but he plays the part. You know, he's not in there to mess around.
He's a tank for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's been very serious. Like, there's certain guys, and we don't name anyone. You know, we try to be as fair as we can, right?
Mhm.
But we meet a lot of people, especially since we've started this, and we meet, and everybody's been super nice and stuff. So I hate saying things like this, but you know, you're in the fight game, and you understand, like, there are people I feel like just get in to get a quick paycheck and get the fuck out of there. Because when you talk to them, you can just kind of just feel the vibe from them that they're not quite into it. Like
You can feel the disengagement. They've kind of already mentally and
Yeah.
emotionally.
Yeah,
checked out.
and I've never felt that from Dillon. I've
Nope.
always felt like he's very
No.
serious. He wants to fight. He wants to stay in the sport. He wants to get better. He wants
and
to
he's a
win.
hard worker.
Right.
He's a damn hard worker. So
Yeah.
you don't get strong like that for being lazy.
The word serious was like the perfect, like a lot of fighters don't take it serious. They don't.
Yeah, he's
and
very
Dillon
serious.
is extremely serious at all times. When you talk to him, he is dead straight. He's kind of like
He might have to loosen up a little
Right.
bit. Loosen up a little bit.
He's not quite as like dead behind the eyes as
No.
Gogo Slavetsky is.
Right.
Like Gogo
Gogo's
looks
looking for
like he will. Gogo looks like he might snatch your soul if you
The 10,000 yard stare.
Yeah, if you like cough and he doesn't
Oh.
think you covered your mouth good enough, he'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
He's not quite that serious, but Dillon seems pretty damn serious. Now
Yes, sir.
you're going in there, and you can look right in the comments after we're done talking here. You can see that a lot of people are picking Winemiller, right?
Yeah.
And it's because you've been out and
Yeah.
he's been on this tear.
Yeah,
What do
he's
you
been
have to
active.
say to the people that are maybe forgetting what you did the first time you went in there, and they're on that Winemiller train?
Just have an open mind. And honestly, it's really about, the fans are going to want what they're going to want to win who they want to win. And I've been in situations like this before where it's where I kind of look like a little bit of a twig next to dudes. So but I'm good at the long range game and the long run.
Hey, you know who else looks like a twig next to dudes? Adesanya.
Yeah. So and I'm used to playing on the downhill side. I'm used to fighting an uphill battle. One time I went and fought in New York against a guy who outsized me. But two, his record was like probably about like 3 or 4 of mine. And I got the finish. I got the finish by the 3rd round.
Which is great.
It's not the same battlefield, different set of rules, different type of stuff's going on in there, but I've been around some talent. So what I'm doing best to prepare for this is just mentally and emotionally put myself there to let everyone know, including Dillon, like, I'm a serious person too.
Being the favorite and the underdog, each one has its ups and its downs, its pluses and its minuses.
It totally does.
Yeah, he's the favorite. Oh, people are expecting him to win, so it could play with your
He's
mind. Like, I'm supposed
he's a
to win
dog.
this.
And respect to Dillon Winemiller. He's got a great record. He's showcasing some great performances, and he's showcasing his grit.
Yeah.
I feel like, me personally, I feel like I like to be a smart fighter. I feel like I like to choose the better shots.
If you take the fight, it's that much better for you because it's like, oh my God. Like, if there's a bunch of people that are rooting against you, or not even rooting against you, but just picking.
But hey,
they say, holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't he? Oh,
yep. Then they remember people more because you remember more. You remember that person when they beat somebody that you didn't think they were going to beat more than if it was like, oh, this person's going to win, or, you don't remember those fights too much if it happens.
Right.
So you come in there and crack them, end up winning this fight. people are gonna be like, "Holy shit, you see that kid?"
Right.
Oh my god.
And then you got a 2-0 on your record, and like
Yeah.
you go into the roster there's not a lot of guys that have multiple wins. It's a very
Facts.
I know we're only I know we are 5 years into the sport, but it is still a young sport, and they're still building the roster. Nobody has a ton of fights other than guys like Lorenzo. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Let me bring up. Can I bring something up here?
Yeah.
You mentioned Izzy Adesanya, Mike, and
I did.
you guys talked about that for a second.
I did.
It is our boy Russ out of his fucking goddamn mind? Is he about to get rocked Saturday by Sean Strickland? Are you sure? Are you sure? How much of your hard-earned money, Russ, would you put on Sean Strickland Saturday night against Israel Adesanya? You fucking stunad. Come on. What do you two gentlemen think? Please, Keegan, what do you think?
I've been watching Izzy. I've been watching Izzy since he climbed it up and hit that title. So I don't like doubting Israel Adesanya because I kickboxed most of my amateur career, and I just feel like as far as the build and like the odds that he faces sometimes, that people sometimes get the same idea. So I think Sean Strickland's, he's a little bit more set. He's really stout and he's a really durable guy. And I think Izzy's got his hands full, but I believe in his boxing. I think Sean Strickland, my personal opinion, is more a straight line, and I think Izzy's angles and curves.
Yeah, I agree. I do think Strickland's a very tough dude and a very good MMA middleweight for sure. But
check this out. Holy shit, that's a big line.
Man.
He's a -650, a -700 on BetMGM. So
there you go.
Hey, listen. You might have to drop some money on Sean Strickland. Now that's like an impossibility. You got to drop at least $20 on that.
That might be. I might do that.
Man.
I might do that.
For that,
yeah, absent-minded.
Israel Adesanya, because he's the man.
Absent-minded in the comments section, aka Let's Go Boy, says a gambling man throws 100 on Strickland. I'm saying, you might be right, but you better be ready to fucking kiss that 100 goodbye. That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying.
Just pretty much pretend you're setting it on fire, and then if it comes back, it'll bring friends with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, for
That's
sure.
How that works, right?
Yeah. Listen, Keegan, man, you're going in there on September 22nd, First Bank Center. And we just learned from Chris that this is the last fight event in the First Bank Center. They're going to be tearing it down, which is
man, I don't like that.
I mean, we have great times out there. So
I saw Bring Me the Horizon and Under Oath out there, and what was it? Beartooth. Yeah, Bring Me the Horizon, Under Oath, and Beartooth. That was like my first like major concert I went to.
Damn.
Was it a full house?
Yeah, and then like when the concert started, like when Beartooth opened, like their opening song, like everyone started like moshing, and like the floor felt like a trampoline. It was cool. I thought it was cool.
Nuts,
I thought it was cool.
It probably
was cool. But they're tearing it down. And then to turn around and then to fight there was unreal because I've been out here since I was 13, so on and off, but mainly
originally from where?
Cedar City, Utah.
Utah.
Yes, sir.
Utah, man. I was just out of school for a month down in Cocoa Beach, Florida for the military. Yep. I was down there for a whole month at Patrick Space Force Base, and I made a friend, a captain from Utah, and he was telling me all about Utah. It has like a lot of weird drinking laws and fucking.
Did you say he was Air Force?
No, he was Army captain.
Oh, really? I know some Air Force people out there.
Yeah, good dude. But hey, you're gonna give us a tour around fucking Denver real quick.
That's right.
So we talked to Chris.
All right.
Chris taking us out on the town. We're getting us some food and some entertainment. You're gonna do the same.
Yeah. What'd you think about Chris's answers? Did you like any of them? I
did what you guys said, and I plugged my ears.
Good. Let's see what you say.
Let's see.
We're going out. We want to get some Italian food. What's the best restaurant we're going to in Denver?
Let me see, because it's actually crap. Are you guys still there? Okay.
Yeah, we're here.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Let me it's like, it looks like this brick building and you have to park in the back of it. And it's like old school on the inside. Hang on. Let me see.
You got to get us this name.
Let me check. Because
So while you're
it's a
checking
pretty
that,
cool
I've
place.
got to mention this because the last time we went to Denver and we talked about this with Chris, we always we've been hosting parties for Tom's Watch Bar in Denver. So after the fights, you got to come to Tom's Watch Bar to the after party. You got to do it.
Okay, bet.
You got to do it. You got to bring your friends. Come there. There's going to be, I think, Kai Stewart said he's going to be there. Chris is going to be there with Whitney and a bunch of their friends. There's going to be a bunch of other people. Last time, Beck Rawlings, because she thought she was there with a bunch of people. DJ Tony, Lorenzo Hunt, Elvin Brito. It was a great time. We had a blast. Oh, Chris Lytle, Cyrus Fees. There were so many people there. It was great.
That does sound fun. I think it's called Angelo's Taverna. That's a place that I'd gone a couple of times that I think has great food. Great Italian food. Angelo's Taverna.
Angelo's Taverna. Okay. Chris told us Gaetano's, but so we got two now.
That too. Gaetano's and Angelo's Taverna.
Angelo's Taverna and Gaetano's. All right, Mike, what do you got for him?
All right. Best strip club.
Woo! Okay. All right. Let's
whoop.
Right. I used to work at a couple, but I feel like
Chris said he used to work at all of them at one point or another.
Chris worked at all of them at one point or another. He told me that too. He definitely did.
Not hard to believe.
I would probably have to say it's a toss-up between La Boheme and Diamond.
Oh, okay.
I've not been to a lot of strip clubs. I've not been but shoot, yeah, La Boheme and Diamond.
You just worked at them?
Yeah.
I've never been to a lot of them, but I've worked.
I worked at them.
It's not the same.
Yeah. I like La Boheme and I like Diamond.
Okay. How about a bar? Best bar.
Best bar. Shoot. Best bar would probably have to be, I think, Ice House.
Ice House.
I like Ice House.
Okay.
I like Ice House and I like Machete.
Machete
Tequila and tacos.
That sounds like a place we get to.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Where did we go and eat Mexican food at? That place was so good. Oh my God.
In Denver?
Yeah. Do you remember we went with the two guys with our boys?
I don't
Shout
remember.
out Let's Go Boy. Yeah, we went to eat at
that place. Yes. I don't know what it was called. I don't know.
The place was so damn good. I think it's a chain actually, but I've never seen it around like New England. And it was so damn good. Holy shit. Hacienda.
Was it Hacienda? Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, was it Torchy's?
Nah, Hacienda.
Scott Farley said it. Yeah, that's what it was. That place.
Yeah, Hacienda.
Oh my God.
They did have really good food here. All right, last one. We're going to catch a sports game. What are we doing?
Nuggets. My personal favorite, Nuggets.
Oh, and you had a good year, huh?
Yes, sir. Nuggets. And then probably after that, it would be Avalanche and then Broncos and Rockies.
Man. Denver's a fucking hell of a sports town. It really is.
They've got mad sports here, bro.
What a nice city, though. Like the city, it's so nice. Even around the First Bank, there's that like little neighborhood there. There's all brand new condos. Like everything is
nice
construction.
over there.
I love it. Oh my God, I love it so much. You got to see the mountains are there all the time. Like that's something we don't see here. But the cold weather, we live in cold weather. I live in Rhode Island. He lives in Connecticut.
I think it's funny. It's funny how you just said mountains are there all the time. Like as if mountains are here sometimes. Like mountains come around.
Yeah, they're here every now and then. There'll be a mountain and then they're gone. I like the ones that stick around.
Yeah.
But I do love that because you look over. Same thing in Albuquerque. You look over and you just see them. And I'm not used to that. So
it's great for athletes here. The altitude is great for athletes here, and it's just a solid place to be. It's beautiful to be able to take the trails and run here. I run a lot. I run a lot, so like I'll run at different spots. I like to run in the mountains sometimes.
I can tell you about one athlete that's on my shit list from Denver, because last year I put a lot of stock into Russell Wilson in Denver in my fantasy football team. I thought he was going to revamp his career in Denver, and he absolutely fucking stunk.
Unbelievable.
You're dead to me. Hey, Keegan, we're going to give away something right now. You made your BKFC debut back in October last year.
Yes,
And you got the poster, Mike. You throw that thing up there.
Let's
Look at that beautiful poster. You're right
me.
down there. You're right down there. You got Chris up there in the feature bout against Bubba McDaniel, but you also got Mike Richmond and Doolittle. You got Brandon Gertz on there. You got Chad Copeland. You got Crystal Pittman on there with Courtney Cameron. There's a lot of awesome people on there with a lot of awesome signatures.
Yes, sir.
We have been doing something lately where we've been giving away autographed posters from fighters' events, but we're letting the fighter
Courtesy of
our boys over at Bare Knuckle Extreme BK Fans page, Russ and Country. They're the best. They do so much for the Bare Knuckle community.
Yes, sir.
Their number one goal in life is to just grow the Bare Knuckle fan base and make this sport the biggest sport in the world. And they're really doing a lot of work. So what they do is they provide us with these awesome giveaways, and we let the fighter come up with some sort of trivia question about yourself. It doesn't have to be hard. It has to be something that somebody can answer right away by like guessing in the comment section. And the first person to answer it right, we'll send this poster to them. So do you have something about yourself that you want to throw out there and someone can guess what the hell it is? Now, don't make it some deep metaphoric fucking like, you know what I mean?
I'm just kidding.
We'd be here all night. People are typing up fucking soliloquies and shit.
Right.
It could be something super simple. It could be about your career. It could be about yourself. Something.
Okay. Let's see. Shoot, can I write off an example? Like write off of an example? Can you guys like?
Okay, so like we've had people like, what's my favorite color? What's my favorite music genre? What's my favorite food? What's my favorite fucking?
Lorenzo Hunt said, "What was my favorite knockout?"
Yeah, it could be like who's your favorite bare knuckle fighter? You know what I mean? Like it could be.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, I actually. Okay. What is my dog's name?
Ooh, name?
Is it like a common name?
It's
for a pet?
a common name, and she's all over my social media.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
So that's good. Oh,
that
man. Vic Caruso right away says Zeus.
No, but
nope.
well,
I was going to say Ernie.
Guys,
nope.
He just gave you a hint. That means get your ass onto his Instagram page, which we're going to put at the bottom of the screen right now. His Instagram page is right there, Sundance_Kid92. Get on there, follow him, and then find his fucking dog's name and win this. Sir. There we go. This is a good one. I like this. You gave them a little roadmap to the end.
Yeah, I like a little being able to look a little bit.
Starbuds?
Is it Starbuds?
Nope. It's
Keegan, Marla, Earbud.
Mm-mm.
Oh man, this person says Starbuds. Falcon said it, huh?
You got to check the pictures. Check the pictures.
Check the pictures. Mike and Mish. Yes, the cat is named Mike and Mish. That's what it is.
It's a dog, not a cat.
Are you single, Keegan?
Yep. Well, I'm seeing someone right now.
Oh, okay. Because I was good. I had a really good thing for you to do on the mic. You know, I was say you take that mic and you say Stephanie Klein.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go to Gaidano's or whatever the hell Italian place. I know a good place.
Oh my goodness.
All right, never mind.
I found the name. I found it.
You're making me blush.
Okay, so here we go. We've got Jody.
And somebody got it.
Jody.
Gator wrestler.
Jody.
Gator.
Jody.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Gator wrestler
303.
Gator wrestler 303. So he's out in your area, isn't he?
Good job.
Beautiful.
Good
now get over there and follow him and like all of his stuff.
I got
Dude.
you.
Yes, everybody that went to his page to try to find that damn dog's name better have hit the follow button while you were there, because his kid is going to be a star in the Cruiserweight division. He is making his second trip to the BKFC Squared Circle on September 22nd, fighting a monster named Dillon Winemiller, and you all better be tuned in. Congratulations to Gator Wrestler.
Yes, sir.
Get on our
Thank you for finding my dog's name.
Yeah, that's cool as hell. Hey, that was a great question, and I like the fact that you gave them a little treasure map to find it. Gator Wrestler 303. Get on our Instagram page and DM us your name and your address, and we'll get you that poster.
Woo! Good job, bro.
Fucking awesome. Hey, Keegan, like I said, September 22nd, First Bank Center, Denver, Colorado, BKFC 50. You're in there. You're not starting to fight off the night off first prelim anymore. You're dead in the middle of the main card.
That is,
and you got yourself a formidable opponent. Any last words for everybody who's paying attention, that's going to be paying attention that night?
Don't look away.
Ooh.
Don't blink.
Look away.
Don't look away. Not even for a second.
Don't blink. That's it. Too easy, man. Too easy. Mike, you got anything else for Keegan Vandermeer?
I can't wait. Can't wait for that night. We're going to be there. It's going to be fun.
We'll
hang out. We'll take pictures like last time.
Yes, sir.
You know, and hopefully you'll make it to the after party too, so we get to know you a little bit better and you know, shoot the shit. So can't wait. Love Denver.
Thank you, guys.
All right, man.
Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Do you have anybody that you want to shout out, or any sponsors or anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Shout out to my manager, Nicholas Bushman, my sponsors, CD's Wings and the 778, as well as Fighters Chance Boxing in Idaho. That's the gym that I go to in Idaho, and those are my people. So some of them are going to be at the fight, so hopefully we can get y'all introduced.
Beautiful.
All right, man. Keegan, thank you very much for coming on. It was a pleasure talking to you tonight, and we'll see you in Denver, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Later.
Have a good night.
There he is. Shout out, let's go, boy. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Can we hear shout out, let's go, boy, one more time?
Hold on 1 second. I will play it for you.
Shout out, let's go, boy.
That's
shout
right.
Out, let's go, boy. You know
what I hate about this program is they have it on loop automatic. So I have to remember to shut the loop off and then play it, or else it'll just keep going and going.
What I like about that little soundbite right there is
it happened at Tom's Watch Bar.
Is that it happened at Tom's? It happened in Denver, and we're gonna get to hear that again live.
That is right.
Denver. Yes, our boys are coming out there.
Ben's gonna be there. They're gonna be there.
Oh man,
Anthony, DJ Tony Orozco's gonna be there. Suave, boop, 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 suave. Oh man, we're gonna kill it out there. It's gonna be great.
Hey, you guys gotta tune in tomorrow night. We have 2 more guests tomorrow night. We have the other half of the main event who's going to be fighting Chris Camozzi, the man himself, the third host of this damn show. Pretty much, this will be, I think, his 19th appearance out of 200 out of 223 episodes of the Mike and Mish show. 223. That man with the belt around his waist has been on 19 of them as of tomorrow night. Isn't that crazy? He's been on the show 19 damn times. I fucking love it. Lorenzo is always a great conversation. He's a fucking world beater, and he's going to be putting that belt on the line with Chris Camozzi on the 22nd, and we're going to talk to him tomorrow night. But before we talk to him tomorrow night, our first guest of the evening is a big, powerful man.
Yeah.
Straight out of New England by way of Las Vegas, Nevada. Josh Stay Down Watson will be coming on the show tomorrow night. He has a lot to say about the heavyweight division and what he wants to do to that heavyweight division with that vacant title and guys like Ben Rothwell and AJ Arnold Adams out there and Mick Terrell. And he's got a lot of things on his mind. And we're going to let that New England guy come on here and say some shit. What do you think, Mike?
Oh, I can't wait. Josh Watson's awesome. We haven't talked to him since Albuquerque.
Mm-hmm.
I miss him.
We saw him in Denver.
We did see him in Denver. That's
when
right.
we saw him
Yeah,
in Denver, dude.
Yeah, I have some good pictures of him.
Yeah, we're gonna have some shit to talk about
Yes.
tomorrow because
That's
he
right.
he was wild that night.
He was having a great time. We did
he
see him there. I forgot that. I do have all these pictures of him in the morning. At the beginning of the event, I have him like sitting there like this, smiling in a picture, and then later on, I have a picture of him like this. And then there's a video that came out where Jenny Savage is punching him in the face. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He was definitely having a fucking blast out there.
Dude.
Jenny Savage was having a blast out there too, man. She was awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
That like I said, that damn night was great. And by the way, shout out Let's Go Boy. This thing's been strobing behind me all night long, and that came from our boys from out in Cali.
That's
right.
Shout out, let's go, boy.
Look it up. Let's go, boy. So, anyways, thank you, Chris Camozzi, for coming on. Thank you, Keegan Vandermeer.
Keegan.
Great conversations tonight. Mike, is there anything else we needed to touch on today? We started the show off by talking about that Dallas, Texas thing.
Yeah.
Any other big news? There's nothing really. We got. I think they announced Bulgaria.
Yeah, we knew. Yeah, that was. Yep.
That's like official now. They announced that, and
we've got Denver, Salem.
Oh, I know, and I'm pretty sure it's public. Our boy Tony Soto is fighting fucking Bobby Taylor, which we need to get Tony on here and Bobby to talk to them about that. But that's great. Guys, whoever was asking if we're going to be in Virginia, we are not, but we are hosting a BKFC watch party at Tom's Watch Bar in Mohegan Sun that night. But we will most likely be in South Carolina in October. I would imagine. I would imagine we'll be there. And we're going to get
brought to me the other day. We got to go.
What's that?
A sign. Life threw a sign at me and it said, "We must go to South Carolina." And I will show you that sign tomorrow.
All right, man. Mike, I don't have anything else to say to these peeps. I'm ready to get out of here. We got work in the morning.
Yep. Right. And I got a faucet to fix. So.
He's got to fix his kitchen faucet. Peace.